Welcome to EngTech Media, your gateway to engineering and technology. Subscribe now for more innovative content.
Hello, you are welcome. So in this class, we are going to be looking at creating a resizable button, a kind of button whereby if you drag it, both the right up inside will still be will move alongside with it. So I'll just go ahead and create my frame. I'm going to give this a name. So it's very important that you make sure you give all your designs a name, so that in case you are looking for them, you already know what their names are. So I just give this a name, and then I'm going to, this is a button that I want to design. All right, so I'm going to give it a color. As you can see, the name, I call this frame button. All right, in case you don't know how to get your frame, just F on your keyboard can give you your frame, or you can just go over there and click on that hash. All right, that will be your frame. Okay, as you can see, so I've given the frame a color. So I'm going to go over to the corner radius. So you can see I gave the corner radius a 5. So I'm going to increase that to 10. Now you can see that it's better this way. I have 10 corner radius. So I'm going to put my right up on the button. Like I said, it can't be a blank button. So I'm just going to say click here. So now, mind you, in our previous class we talked about component. Alright, so before you create your component, it's better you take time in designing your button, because since you are going to be reusing the button, component help you to reuse your button. If you are going to be reusing your button, it is better you spend time to design your button. It should be very flexible and be attractive according to the kind of design. If you are creating an app or you are building a website on Figma. Alright, so I'm just going to put that right up there. Instead, click here. As you can see, the color doesn't blend. You need to be mindful of the kind of color that you use. So I'm just going to drag that. So I'm going to change this color because I need a color that is going to be very conspicuous. So I'm going to drag it. So I'll try as much as possible to, I need to change this color. I want to give it a white. As you can see, the white color is better than the black. So color combination are other things which is have to do with the universal interface. All right, so it's very important since you are working on the UI design. So these are the alignment in the position. I'm just going to try and align this button to the middle. So I'm going to reduce the distance between the button, then go back and align it to the middle. Click on alignment to automatically transition it to the middle. Now mind you, everything you are doing here is on the right hand bar. All right, make sure you read each of everything you are seeing there. These are what you need for your editing. All right, you can duplicate, you can actually replicate what we are doing here with your phone. In case you have an Android phone or any phone at all. So Figma, you can download Figma on your Android or your iPhone and even your Windows. So I'm currently using my Windows. Okay, there's something I'm looking for. So trying to centralize that. So here is the layout. Now here is the layout. This is where you hug your right up. Right, this click here that you are seeing here, we are going to hug it. Say hug content. If it's a hug container, it's going to be linked to the container, in the sense that we are trying to create a button whereby when you drag the button up and down, the right up will flow alongside with it. Alright, you can see it's not currently not working, and the button is still moving on its own. And if you drag the button, which is the green background, the write-up which is showing click here doesn't flow alongside with it. We want to create a button whereby when you drag the button, it's going to flow alongside with the write-up. Alright, that's what we want to do. So I think we are unable to do that. So we are going to hit on now. Currently we have fixed height. This hawk content is going to help us to attach the click here now to our background. As you can see, it has been attached. As we click on hawk content, now if we drag it, you will discover that the write-up will move alongside with it. As you're dragging it, is flowing alongside with it. So, but there's still an issue. The write-up is not centralized. I'm going to make it centralized so I can flow alongside with the button. Just in case, for responsibility purpose, in case you are using a smaller screen, and then the button need to resize, so the button will resize and the write-up inside the button will not be scattered around. So this alignment is what we're going to make use of. This alignment you are seeing here is currently on the middle. If I take it to the left, you will see it will move. If I take it to the right, the write-up will move. And take it to the bottom, top, the middle. Alright, so this will help you to align your write-up inside your button. So when I come back here and click on hug, you see the effect. Now you see the difference. Now that I'm dragging, it's moving alongside with it because number one, I've centralized it, and now I've hugged it. Alright, I've hugged the write-up with the background, and it has been centralized at the same time. So if I drag this background, it's going to move alongside. You can see these are the resizing. The width hug is 236 and the height hug is currently 64. This is the distance between the write-up and the background. You can see. So we have different kind of alignments here. We have the fixed height, which is the we are currently using the hub content. So we are going to look at adding shadows because we want this particular button to have shadow. So hence we are designing a button. We want to make sure that the button is perfect and is responsive in the sense that if this button is used on any particular site or any app, it's not going to affect the size of the screen. It's going to automatically adjust itself to the size of the screen. So this write-up click here will not be scattered. It is going to reduce, the write-up will reduce alongside with it. So this particular class is very, very important. So you can go ahead and try to do a replicate of what we just did here. It's very, very important in case you are creating button. Though in our other classes we are going to be looking at other areas. This is how to create a responsive button. A button responsive means that it is automatically adjust itself to the size. As you can see, both of them are now in selected colors. They are now together. All right, one is for the button, one is for the write-up. They are now attached together because we have already, grouped them together. So here we are going to look at the shadow. I want to give the button the shadow to make it look more attractive. So the shadow color is 25% black. Has a drop down shadow. Now there are different kind of shadows that we can do. This is currently a drop down shadow, as you can see, as I highlighted up there. So I will just zoom it so that you will see. So the shadow is beneath the button. You can see the shadow is beneath the button, as you can see here. Also go there and I'll just highlight it. Now you can move this shadow to be within the button because there are different kind of method you can play with this shadow. So I'm just going to go back to my shadow. Alright, this is our padding we use. I didn't talk about it. So this is the padding that we use. This is the distance between the write-up in the background. This space you are seeing between the write-up and the background is the padding. So it's currently 10%. So I'm going to reduce it to 5%. I want it to be closer to the background. So I'll reduce the other one to 5% as well. You can see the changes. So you can just go ahead and make the resize the way you want it. Right, you can go ahead and do that. So these are the options that we have on the drop down. We are currently having a drop down menu, drop down shadow. We have the inner shadow, we have the layer blur, we have the background blur, we have the noise, we have the texture and the glass. Alright, so what we are currently using is the drop down shadow, like I showed you before. So now I'm going to pick something else. I'm going to take the line blur. You can see that your image, your button look blur, both the write up and everything. Alright, these are effects that you can make use of in your shadow, in your button. I want to go ahead and click on background blur. So now the background will be blur, but the write up remains. Okay, only the background will be blur. So I'm going to go over and click on texture. If I zoom that in, you will see the difference. Alright, it doesn't look like a normal logo, and the write up, click here, look like a plastic kind of write up. So you can go ahead and pick something else. There are these fade. So these are the effects. These are some of the effects and things that you can do. The inner shadow is what we are using now. Now the inner shadow, we take the shadow to the top. Now the shadow we did before, which is the drop down shadow, was at the bottom. Now the inner shadow is at the top, inside the logo, inside the button. So you can see the difference between the inner shadow. So it depends on what you want in your design. Alright, if you want your design to be like this, the shadow will be at the top of the button. You can try